Well, we got to do our intro. Every week we should have a new intro.
Are we doing this now?
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Bradford.
I don't remember how we did it last time.
I don't either.
Welcome to the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast.
It's the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast. So exciting.
Welcome to the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast. The podcast that takes you on an exhilarating journey. Fuck.
So good. So good.
Welcome to the... It threw me off here. Welcome to the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast. A podcast that takes you on an exhilarating journey through the world of running. Whether you're a seasoned marathoner, a casual jogger, or someone looking to take your first strides, Jeremy and Brad got you covered. I'm your host, Bradford, a passionate runner with a love for sharing stories and knowledge from around the running community. Together, we're going to share what we're going to explore: training tips, nutrition advice, mental strategies, inspiring success stories, and anything else that makes running a life-changing experience. So lace up your running shoes, hit the trails, and join us every week as we dive deep into the sport we adore. Let's unleash the athlete within and forge lasting connections through our love of running. Welcome to the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast. You ruined it.
I ruined it. That was definitely 50% worse than the first one, at least. That was awful. But I'm glad you did it, Brad. I'm glad you did it. I guess we just got to cut in the other one. We just got to take the other one, the clip from the other one, and plop it into that.
Yeah.
We're off to a good start, Bradford.
Oh, this is great.
I'm so thankful that you have all the control over there.
I know. I can't even speak. Figure out one other way that this relationship would work other than me in total control.
Co-controllers.
No.
Yes.
It just wouldn't be
Brad.
good.
I'm capable.
Capable of what?
Being a co-controller.
I doubt it.
Being a co-head co-host. If that works. Co-head co-host.
This is going to be a fucking editing nightmare for me. As usual.
Sorry I don't have a computer, Brad. I apologize for that. Maybe one day. Maybe for Christmas, Santa will bring me a computer.
I've got a couple ideas for you.
Couple ideas for me? Because I don't have any of my own?
Mm-hmm.
Riveting conversation we're having here, Brad. I'm glad that we're doing it.
Oh, wow.
Riveting.
Wow.
Riveting. This is riveting.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we talking about this week, Brad?
Well, it's another exciting week of Briggity Bro Bobs running podcast.
It is quite exciting to this point. We're almost 15 minutes in and have done nothing. I mean, is that how exciting running is?
I feel like there's just nothing. We've covered it all. 2 weeks, we've covered it all.
We haven't covered it all, Brad.
Oh, so throw out a topic.
Running with groups.
That was my idea.
I put it out there, so apparently it's mine.
All right, go. Take us down an exciting journey about running with groups.
Well, I can't because I don't. I couldn't tell you the last time I ran with anybody, truthfully. It's been awful. I definitely missed it.
You don't run with anybody ever.
It's been years, truly, since I've run with anybody. Years. I just don't. It's hard to find a group when you don't have.
There's no running clubs around you?
There are, and I've tried running with them. I mean, so I have run with groups in the past couple of years, but it's intermittent at best, and I wouldn't necessarily say I run with them. It seems like every time I go to a running group, everybody just goes on their own, and everybody's running to see who's the fastest, and they're just out there throwing down. There's no camaraderie whatsoever.
So what are you looking for in a running group?
Camaraderie. That would be a start. Somebody that a one person would be great,
It
or
sounds like you
multiple
just
people
show up to
who
a
all have.
race.
So that's exactly what it feels like. It's exactly what it is. The idea is you go with a group of people who share similar aspirations with their running, and you go and you just do fun things together, like go for a run.
So not fun things, just a thing.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you do stuff after the run or before the run. Like when I worked at the running shop,
What
we
do you
had
do before a run?
what do you do? You hang out, you go play video games, go
It's
to
not
an
like you can
arcade.
eat or drink before a run.
You can. I wouldn't
Yeah,
recommend it, but you can. Like when I worked at the running shop, we had running groups that came in every Tuesday and Thursday, and there were a number of people who went, and the groups just split up into different groups. It wasn't everybody doing the exact same thing. So you would get into the people who were like of comparable abilities and looking to do the same thing as you, and you would just go out and run. So sometimes people would go out and do, like, they were beginners, so they would go out and run 2 minutes and walk a minute. And that we had a group of people who did that, and they grew together. And we had people who'd go out and do 5K or 10K or a 10 mile, and then everybody would get back together afterward and go and have pizza, and we would have some beers, and we would just hang out and chill and talk. And it didn't matter if you were in A group or B group, but we were all there. And it just seems like I haven't found that since.
have you looked?
I've tried. I told you I've been to a couple of runs recently in the past, well, not recently, but in the past couple of years, and it just isn't the same. Everybody's out there just like trying to show who's top dog.
So you show up to weekday races,
That's pretty much like I said, it's what it feels like.
and none of those people run together.
And as much as running together that you can't talk because you're all running so stinking hard all the time.
Okay.
That's it. What about you, Brad? Do you running with groups, running with people?
Um. Yeah. I mean, I usually think that I'm pretty comfortable in running in groups, but after taking off basically a year of running, it's super intimidating to get back into running with anybody. So,
Part of it too.
did you just fart?
No, I said that's part of it too. I didn't fart.
Sounded like you farted.
I definitely didn't fart.
So one of
Jesus.
Kira's teammates and her best friend, her dad goes out running, and every time I see him typically on Thursdays at Kira's practices in the mornings, and he's like, "Ah, let's go for a run." And I always think, well, fuck, I'm either going to be slowing him down, like I don't know what what his daily routine is. So if he's used to running, say 7:30 miles, I don't want to run 10-minute miles with him. And he's thinking, like, for fuck's sake, this piece of shit is slowing me down 2.5 minutes a mile.
Yeah, that's
And
part of
then
it.
and then I don't want to go on a group run. I know a number of groups around here. You go on a group run and they're waiting for you at every traffic light. Like they're blazing through every green light as a group, just running an easy pace, and you're stopped at the red light waiting for them. Hey guys, wait up, wait up.
That's it. I mean, but that's the part, like the initial hurdle to get over, right? You'll eventually get fitness in order to run with them, right? Like that's part of it, is being able to be in a group that pushes you to get fitter with them.
Guess it depends on how much you use it.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly right. Like I just there's I won't say she's a friend, more an acquaintance through a friend that has a group that runs on Tuesdays in the mornings, and it's a Facebook group that I just kind of found, and I haven't gone on a run yet, but I'm going to try it and see how it goes. I guess I can report back to that. Mostly they're female though, so I don't know if they want a dude coming running with them, but I can ask.
It's girls on the run.
It's not girls in the run, Brad. The girl who runs it though, well, she's not a girl. The lady who runs it, she's pretty badass. So I think that group has a wide range of abilities and fitness levels. So that might be something to jump into. We'll see. And she does a lot of like ultra stuff. So kind of what we're aiming toward in the next couple of years. Maybe I can find her and like train with her and then really kick your ass.
So I went this would have been 3 weeks ago. I went on my first run with somebody other than Kira. And it was Kira. It was at practice. It was Ken Ken Wilson, if you're listening. You tried to rip off my fucking legs on day one. And I was so upset. He's like, hey, let's go run an hour. And I was like, I can't run an hour, especially at, say, like 9-minute pace 3 weeks ago. It just was not in the cards. And he's like, well, let's just go 4 miles. We'll do it easy. Well, it ended up being, it wasn't even a tempo run. It was just a straight threshold run for me. I mean, I was bumping up anaerobic at the end of it, and had to ask him to slow down a couple of times. We ran again then the next Thursday, felt a little bit better. I think we averaged almost like the same pace, but I was able to talk the whole time. I was comfortable for 4 miles. And then we ran our long run, a trail run the other day, would have been on Saturday. And it was pretty hilly trail run. And he'd just be bounding up these hills, and then he'd get to the hill and look over his shoulder, and I would just be walking up every fucking hill.
Yeah.
So I guess you've just got to focus. I mean, every run is about yourself. So whatever's comfortable for you, you've just got to stick to it. So
that's the part coming back. That's always hard, right? Even with between the two of us, I always find I look at what you're doing and I'm like, oh, well, if he's doing that, then I've got to be doing that, and I'm not there yet. I'm a week, 2 weeks behind where you are, like fitness wise. So
you think our fitness is moving that fast? 1 week makes that big of a difference?
I do, Brad. You know it's true. We're phenomenal. We're really good athletes, Brad. Like super good. Probably some of the best that I've ever met. And our fitness levels just go like from 0 to world class in a matter of months, whereas people work their entire lives to get there.
So what's the end verdict here? Are group runs good or bad?
I think they're beneficial. I think they're good in the long run. I think you just obviously you're not going to run every run with a group, but having a group that you can count on to go to once or twice a week, I think just keeps you motivated. And again, camaraderie is a big part of running. You don't go out there and, I mean, you're doing it for yourself and in and of yourself, but it's not only about yourself when you're doing it like that. And I think that makes it less monotonous for sure, because running's monotonous. You do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, so we've been running now. This is week 7.
Yeah.
So we're just shy of 2 months.
Yeah.
And when we started this, I literally was doing somewhere between 3 and 2 minutes of running and taking walking breaks.
That's exactly right.
In the last, I would say, it took about 3 weeks of just like every day, just a grind fest. It felt like, didn't even feel like a fartlek. Even just running for 2-3 minutes felt like it was an interval training session. The walk breaks couldn't come fast enough.
Oh yeah, I mean my heart rate was super elevated. Just running 3 minutes. By the time I was done, I was already at that threshold level. It was time to take a break.
So whereas now, 7 weeks in, I think I probably had, I would argue, my best run in 7 weeks on, it was yesterday, 4.76 miles at 8:23 pace. And we ran a mile in there in 7:42, one of the splits in there. Went out the first mile at 9 minutes, felt great the entire time. Probably could have gone, I would say, maybe another 10 minutes. So, but it wasn't super uncomfortable, felt really good. It was the first time that I felt like, all right, like I'm getting closer to being able to run what I would consider a decent 5K. And it was probably the first time I felt like a runner since coming back. So
I would say, go ahead.
I had more than one gear. And I think back, like Ken has been awesome for me to run with. He's been super, like he doesn't care if I'm walking up the hills. I mean, what's he going to do anyways?
Oh, these fucking bugs are getting me. So is this hill. Oh, they're bad.
So I think if you can strip aside the ego And maybe for people that are good at running, I've run with a number of groups. There's some amazing running groups here at Akron. Realize the difference for you running slow is nothing. So when I talk to Kira and give her running advice, the difference between her running 8:30 in 10 minutes, like the benefit to her heart rate's never getting out of zone 1 no matter what. So it doesn't matter if she's running 8:30 or 10 minutes. She's getting the exact same benefit out of both of those. So why not run the 10 minutes and be more inclusive of more people running with you? And to our future selves, I think at some point along my running career, as I was progressing, say up to grandma's marathon a couple of years ago, I realized there's people hundreds of yards behind you struggling and thinking like this is just absolute bullshit. Now do you get people to like come back and be more involved in running? There's no penalty to stopping, taking some time, being encouraging. And again, 11-minute pace, somewhere between walking and jogging is going to be the exact same recovery benefit to you as running if you're in really good shape, 8-minute pace.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. I have to remind myself that often. Like running 8:30 pace right now isn't beneficial to me, except for a workout. That's my workout. It's my workout.
That's a tempo run.
That's my workout. So running 10 minutes is okay. Right? And I am never upset if I'm running with somebody and I have to run slower than I can. I'm never upset by that. I always get pissed off when it's the person I'm running with who may be fitter than me or who wants to take it out and it's supposed to be an easy run and make it like some like long
threshold
exerted effort to see who's got more balls. I don't like that's just not as fun. Not at all. I would much rather run with that person we're taking it easier and just having more fun with it for sure. Yeah. Valid points, Bradford.
Well, public message to the 20 people that are listening to the podcast.
Hey, it's 20 more than we had 3 weeks ago.
Well, fair point.
I know.
Fair point.
Holy sweaty butt cracks. First run since Friday. Caught a case of the sniffles. Felt like absolute poopy, but got out there today, getting it done. Bradford stands no chance. I mean, look at that. That double chin's almost gone now. Once that double chin's gone, it's over. Anyway, got the run done, whichever way I want to do it. Maybe tomorrow I'll do another one. We shall see. Hasta la vista.
What about you and I have a history of setting just like the most audacious goals ever and never coming through on them?
Yeah. I think part of that too is a mindset, right? Like we get to a point where we're really fit and then we have like an off week or an off day and we feel like shit, like, oh, well, that goal's out the damn door. Even if it's only been one day, you go out and you do a workout and you're supposed to like you're aiming for a sub 18 5K. And you're like, oh, I've got to go out and run 5:30 pace. And you go out and you try to run 5:30 pace for, intervals. And you can't even do one of them. And then you're like struggling. And you're like, well, fuck that. I can't do a sub 18 and just quit running. It's like an all or nothing. That's my mentality. It's all or nothing. I can never just look at it for like, I gained some fitness. Maybe it wasn't what I wanted, but I gained something.
Well, I had set for this year on Strava my yearly mileage goal of 2,200 miles. We're now over halfway through the year. I have 157 miles. It says behind plan 1,048.5 miles behind pace.
You better get on it. I think you're going to have some 100-mile weeks coming in.
It might as well say just give up.
No, it doesn't say give up. It just means that we have to reevaluate our plan. Look, I'm at how many miles am I at this year?
Well, I love like the annual mileage goal just shows like on a bar graph from 0 going up to 2,200 from left to right.
Yeah.
And then it shows the blip of where you are and it's just It's literally on the very bottom, on the 0.
Like truly, we would be when we're like at peak running, we would be 3 weeks in.
3 weeks into what?
That would be 3 weeks of training. 170 miles would be 3 weeks of training.
Oh, right.
That's it.
Wow.
Well,
1,000.
look.
I don't think I'm making up to 2,200 miles this
Wait,
year.
how many miles are you right now?
156.9.
I'm at 158.2. Wow, we're really close, Brad.
But we're not.
Well, look, I'm not gonna let you catch up now. Now that I know I'm a mile and 0.3 ahead of you, it's done.
I doubt it.
Look, I'm gonna look at your Strava, and I'm gonna go out at like 11 o'clock at night
Good.
on whatever the last day, Saturday is, or Sunday, every day, every week. I'm gonna go out.
I'll
and I'm
go
gonna
to
put in
another
mileage.
time zone to make sure at the end of the year I can pip you just like in a race.
I'm gonna have 100 miles on you by the end of the year.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna put in 35 miles this week.
Okay. So listen, let's put a button or a bow. Let's put a bow on this.
Put a bow on it. It's
Put
a
a
nice
pin
little
in,
gift.
or is it a
This is a
pin in
gift.
this?
Well, it's a pin. We can bow it up and a gift for our
Well, can a
listeners.
bow? Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a bit of a tangent here, but one of the best pieces of a running advice I've ever heard is don't judge your fitness off of your worst day. Just believe that your best day is indicative of who you are as a runner. So whether that best day was 3 weeks ago and you're just in a 3-week grind of building mileage, so you're losing some of your top end, like don't let your worst days be dictating who you are as a runner.
Holy moly. Well, first workout in the books, kind of. It went about as well as I thought it would go, which is to say it didn't go well at all. Had planned 4 to 5 by 800. Didn't know what pace, so probably went out a little too hot. But let me tell you, I only got 3 good ones in, and then on the 4th one, I just wasn't mentally or physically prepared for that. So I just called it a day. Didn't want to get injured. Struggle bus ran me over today, backed up and ran me over again. Tomorrow's an off day for me. I'll use it to recover. Hopefully that'll fix some of the issues that I'm dealing with later.
So, I think you can, well, it is hard, but you can agree with this. We've been running for 7 weeks. It wasn't even a week. I'm running 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, sometimes 2 minutes on, 3 minutes off. And immediately, without even stepping on the scale, I think to myself, man, I already look fucking better than before the run started. The next day I can barely move and I just feel even worse than the first day. And I go, fuck, dude, I look like the absolute biggest, fattest piece of shit.
I mean, even now when I am steadily losing weight, I'm like on a good day, I had a good run, and I was like, yeah, I got out and got a little over 4 miles, and I didn't have to stop. I didn't feel like I had to stop. Like, man, I look lean today. Yesterday, I just had a shitty workout. And I'm like, man, look at this. I'm like grabbing my stomach. I'm like, look at this blubber. No wonder I can't run. We're our own worst critics for sure. Yeah, you look at yourself every day, and you can just pick yourself apart.
Well,
it's not even about looks; it's about everything. Could I have done that better? Could I have done this better?
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to give other people grace than it is yourself. So everybody is their own harshest self-critic versus giving others. And if I've tried to do better in taking steps back and saying, like, what would I tell myself if I wasn't me? Like if I was either giving advice to you or somebody else,
well, don't put me in there, Brett, because the advice you give me for the most part is just bullshit. It's just repairing me down, which is part of our relationship. But yes, don't put me in that one. Hey, look, like when we say that though, and we look at like our diets are so up and down too. Not I mean, yesterday Elliot and I stopped and we got some Chick-fil-A, and I could have easily gotten a grilled chicken sandwich and or a salad or something. And guess what I got? I got myself a 12-piece nuggets and I got a peach milkshake. It was delicious. But I feel like shit today, truthfully.
But it
So
felt damn
like
good at the time, I bet.
it did, but as soon as I'm done with it, I'm like, why did I do that? I don't know. It's definitely something ingrained in me.
Yeah,
I
well,
got
I've
to
been
eat
using
ice
like,
cream.
say, 2 days a week that I let myself do whatever the hell I want from a food perspective.
Yeah.
In the other days, uh, doing my best to have some self-discipline, that it seems absolutely pointless to be working this hard to run 27 miles a week and just piss it all away by eating trash.
Yep. I mean, I have to remind myself, like, just because I'm running doesn't mean I get to eat what I want. It means that I should eat what I need. I
Yeah, but
gotta
it's
change
so
that.
rewarding to finish a good, like you have a run, you're running on a high, and just go fucking buck wild at Arby's or Chick-fil-A.
I haven't had Arby's in years. Their curly fries, though, making me hungry.
Well, they got rid of the potato cakes though.
What the hell is a potato cake?
From Arby's, you never had a potato cake?
No. There's many
The
things that you've had.
triangle potato cakes?
There's many things that you've had in your life,
Oh
and
my
I have none.
God. Well, what's funny is at my office, one of my managers came in and brought me, he's like, Brad, I just got you a burger. I was on a conference call. He's like, I got you a burger. Arby's is serving burgers now. You got to have this. And he's eating a Arby's what is the one that it's got the Arby's sauce and cheddar, beef and cheddar.
Beef and cheddar, yeah.
So, and he's the most disgusting eater ever. So he's just got like the shit all over his face. He's like, I got you a sandwich. They're serving burgers now and they looked really good. So I got you and Troy burgers. And I got the burger. It was barely cooked. It was pretty damn good. And then I was like, kind of wrecked my stomach yesterday. I was like, Joe, man, is your stomach kind of fucked up? He's like, man, I don't think our burgers were cooked. So he also ate the burger that he bought the other manager in the office, Troy. He ate his burger and his beef and cheddar and a whole thing of fries, just spitting food across the office hallways. And the point of this story is I've had food poisoning, I think 3 times. 2 times it's been from Arby's.
Maybe that's a sign, Brad.
I don't
Maybe
know.
that's a sign.
I mean, talking of like, what's your favorite just bullshit snack? Like, you and I have done some relay races together, like the Palmetto 200. So like nights before races, like when you get some leeway either before or after races, eating bullshit, like what are the hot buttons?
I mean, the hot buttons, I have 2. Ice cream is always a hot button. I will have ice cream anywhere. Even during the Palmetto 200, I'll stop and get some ice cream knowing that, oh, well, that's going to fuck me up when I'm out there running 35 miles in the next day and a half. And then the second is peanut M&Ms. Like if there are peanut M&Ms anywhere in the vicinity, I'm going to get them and I'm going to eat all of them.
Wow.
I don't save them. What about you, Brad?
Ooh. Like Starburst jelly beans. Just amazing. And it feels like you're actually fueling yourself for a run, like eating energy gels. Goldfish, like, so if we're taking a road trip and running along the way, I'm getting a huge bag of Starburst jelly beans.
And gold, yeah.
Goldfish, Sour Patch everything, from Sour Patch Peaches, which are the GOAT, to regular Sour Patch Kids, to Sour Patch Strawberries. The Sour Patch Grapes are amazing.
You're listing things I've never even heard of.
Pretty much every Sour Patch is just elite. And then I think that's pretty much it. Like,
you went on Chewy Nerds for a while.
Oh, fuck. Good call. Oh my God. The Chewy Nerds are just fire.
The first time I did the Palmetto, you weren't there. I got myself like 6 boxes of Mike and Ike's.
That's like the Starburst jelly beans. It feels like you're just fueling yourself.
And it was awesome.
It's like high
ate every one of
octane
them.
for runners.
It was, and I ate every one of them. And I think I was the fastest person on the relay that year.
Well, I think the best thing about like either Starburst jelly beans, Mike and Ike's, is they don't really fuck up your stomach for running.
Not too much. It's just pure sugar.
You can eat those on the go.
You just take it and away you go.
You might go diarrhea in the middle of the run.
I've not had that happen too often, Brad. I don't actually recall it. I mean, maybe once, ever. I don't think that you can say the same.
No. No. We'll save it for another episode.
We'll save it for another one.
Quick Bradford story time. We need to like cue in some music.
You've got music.
So we were talking about like feeling good about running and everything. About 2 weeks ago, I go to the DMV to renew my license, and they're like, "Do you still have the same height and weight?" And I was like, "Well, my height hasn't changed. What's it say for my weight?" You said the last time you were here.
He just got done taking a bath. He's going to bed. A shower. Sorry, like a man. And you're naked. Go upstairs, dude. Jesus Christ. Mama's going to lose her mind if she comes downstairs and sees this nonsense. Your underwear's on backwards. Okay. Yeah, he's only been putting on his underwear for 9 years. Elliot, go. No. You can't come in here like this. Go. But we can't publish if we see little boy pecker. Go away.
Well, I'm
He said he's you in college. No. What are you doing? No, put the knife down. He's got a knife.
Tell me Katie's rescuing this situation.
She is. She is not pleased. She is not pleased. She's just shaking her head and huffing and puffing at me.
How is this our fault?
No,
It's not.
it's Brad's fault. You'd already had it.
It's Brad's fault.
On a daily basis. And that's what you deal with on a daily basis every time you call. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's my son. I love him to death.
Wow.
He keeps me young.
So back to my DMV story.
Yeah,
Story-
get back to it.
Story time with the Briggity Bro Bobs. I go into the DMV to renew my driver's license. And they say, "Are you still the same height and weight?" And I'm like, "Well, of course I'm the same height. What do you have for my weight before I agree to this?" And they're like, "It says 170. And they're just looking at me like, I know damn well you're not fucking 170 pounds. Like, they were just, it was a real bait answer. And they're like, "Any changes to your weight?" And I was just like, what literally rolled through my head was, I mean, I just started running again. I'm surely going to be 170 before this license expires. Like, obviously the last time I got the license, I was 170 pounds and then ballooned up to 207.
Yeah.
So that there's obviously a range here. So yes, no weight change.
I don't know. Again, I say this all. I don't know two other people who have such disparities between their like being fit and not being fit within a time frame of like a year and a half. Like it truly can be a 60 to 70 pound swing. That's not healthy. It's just not. It's not what the body is supposed to go through. We're not supposed to lose 40 pounds and then gain it back in a year.
I don't see the big deal. I'm guessing our years are numbered of being able to do that anyways.
I hope that this is like I say this every time. I hope this is like it. I hope this is where I keep going because hitting middle age now, like it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder.
So, but we need to leave with one last thing. We've talked about this loosely, but we need to put it in place. So we're going to run for this next 12 months, 5K, 10K, half marathon, marathon.
Yep.
Cumulative time. We're going to time this like it's the Tour de France that's happening right now.
Yep.
So if you win or lose by 30 seconds, you get a leader jersey out of the 5K.
Yep.
A Briggity Bro Bobs leader jersey.
But the first race, we have to have the same jersey.
Same jerseys, yep. In the 10K, if you have a 30-second lead, lose by 15 seconds, you're keeping the leader jersey. It's total time.
Okay.
So, and then I've got a couple of other tricks up our sleeves.
You have tricks up our sleeves? That's kind of weird. I don't want your tricks up my sleeve.
Wait and see.
I guess I'm going to have to.
Wait and see, Jeremy.
I'm waiting and seeing.
Well, that's it. This was the Briggity Bro Bobs podcast.
Wrapping it up. Another wonderful episode.
See ya, bro.
See ya, bro.
See ya, bro.
Later, bro.